all seasonal financial advisors, and that includes the new Power Fund. Sam, how long have you been sponsoring Talk for?
I got
4 years?
5 years.
5 years? So he's one of the companies that makes these programs possible. In the new Power Fund, they have all kinds of great things: solar, wind, geothermal, wave, tidal, green building, efficient transportation, energy efficiency, clean air and water, and more.
Thank you. So I also have to thank Suzie for putting me at the end and having me talk about tax credit, because I know that's super stimulating to you guys. And it's actually super simple, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on solar tax credits. Actually, it was covered just about by everybody. I titled this, "And Other More Important Things to Think About." So I'm going to go a little rogue and talk about some of those. So everybody knows there's the 30% federal tax credit. It is a credit. It's not a deduction. So that, to be clear, a credit is much more valuable. It's actually like a dollar credit against your tax liability. Of course, you have to have tax liability. If you don't in any given year, you can carry that forward. That will expire in the 31st of December 2016. You have 409 more shopping days if you want to get it done. You can pass that credit forward. Well, I'm sorry, I'll get into rules and regs. There are no state credits. They've all expired at this point. Rebates are available everywhere, but as Megan said, not here. These are all the rebates through all the other communities. So unfortunately, we don't have anything here, but these are just solar rebates, not to be confused with tax credits. I know you can't see that, but a lot of these are pretty substantial. They're about, just to read a couple of them, San Miguel Power is 0.75 cents a watt. There's $1 a watt. So these are pretty significant rebates that are out there. We've kind of missed it locally. But, so again, these must be installed before the end of next year. That includes labor and equipment, so you can include all of that in the cost, passing it forward. Credits can be carried forward, but I'm not 100% clear on this, but I don't believe that extends beyond 2016. I think that's the end of it. So if you had an installation in 2015 and you didn't have tax liability this year, you can pass that credit into 16, but not beyond. Does that make sense? Okay. Definitely a valuable credit for people in higher tax brackets, right? Because again, it's a dollar for dollar tax credit. No maximum on the credit. Cannot be used to heat your hot tub. You can't do that. So here's where I'm going to go a little rogue, getting away from the credits thing. I do think this is like one of those magical moments. We still have a short period of time where there are tax credits. This is a cycle low, presumably, for solar, at least with the existing efficiency that's in place. And that is likely to change on a number of fronts. I mean, we can't really see the future clearly, but we've seen this enormous price drop going from about $7 a watt down to, I think the raw cost is around $1. I don't know, I think at the actual cost of the panel, not installed. So it's pretty cheap relative to history, and we still have these tax credits. I was also asked to talk about our solar thermal project. So this is just a little bit of a user. This is our house. This is our little 3 solar thermal panels right here. I think if I were to back up the tape, I would say that's probably a bad investment. And I have to give a nod to Jeffrey Hirsch, who tried his very hardest to talk me out of it. And he said, "This is a terrible thing, you shouldn't do this." And I said, no, I'm way smarter than you, and I'm definitely going to do this. So that was a bad idea. So solar thermal and storage tank was way too expensive, I think, and I will probably be dead before I get that back. There was a $4,380 tax credit, which is great, but that's certainly not going to pay for itself, just given the production from that solar thermal system, not to be confused with PV. So this is heating your hot water, right? Roofing and repair and replacement is difficult when you have panels on the roof. I think maybe that's a subtle plug for Clean Energy Collective. That's definitely a benefit to not having it on your roof. Break even, as I said, I could be 6 feet under. I think One of the best things we did, and maybe a reminder to everybody in relation to solar, is don't forget about efficiency. Don't forget about upgrading your old furnace and doing all that other work. Maybe even before solar, certainly coincident with, but this is definitely where we got the most bang in our house in terms of dollars and payback. We're on propane, and this is a huge incentive. So 25% of our propane bill went away, and we did that by upgrading to this Trinity 200 modulating condensing 96% efficiency Energy Star boiler. Big word. There is a $500 tax credit for energy efficient systems like that. Plugging in to Clean Energy Collective, I think, was a great thing that we did. And it wasn't just for the house portion of it, for offsetting our house, but Sarah, my wife, drives a plug-in hybrid car. She drives a Ford C-Max Energy, and she drives that thing 11 months out of the year. So it's a ton of time in her car, even though we're in this mountain community. Everybody says it can't be done. But we're plugging the car into the house is being offset again by the panel. So that accelerates your payback time by half. Normally I think we'd be, I don't know what, 12, 14 years, something like that, on our panels just for the house. But if you're looking at it not from the perspective of offloading electricity, but you're offloading gasoline, now the math starts to make sense. She doesn't go to the gas station. That saves thousands of dollars every year, right there. So remember that it can be a combined thing. This is called Smart Garage for anybody who's aware of that. So we plug in her car every day. We have 20 panels. Those 20 panels cost the same as 3 solar thermal panels on our roof, about $15,000. And we get a lot more benefit out of the PV side. No electric bill. We've had mild electric bills, specifically in the winter so far, but I would say pretty minor. I would anticipate that to continue. No gas bill for the life of the car. Our estimate is about 5.5 years, maybe 6 years to pay off our investment in the Clean Energy Collective. So that's sort of a backdoor plug for for clean energy for Kevin.
Thanks, Sam.
But yeah, no worries. But I think actually the real enhancement, the home run here, is to plug in a car. And I think that's sort of an exciting prospect. I'm going to give you just sort of a quick future look at the future, or give you a couple secrets about the future. The value of your home is definitely not going to be about bedrooms and bathrooms looking forward. I think there's a lot to be said for the value of an efficient home. I think homes will be certainly valued on basis of relativity to each other and their operating costs. So think about that in terms of how your home is valued. You will get your money back on the sale. Everybody's concerned about break-even prices and when do I get my money back and return on investment. Think about the return on your investment as being the day when you sell your house and you get that much more for your house. Okay? Meanwhile, you get all the savings every year. You will also have an electric car, possibly. So that is the end of my rogueness. I think it's not really about tax credits, it's more of a plug for solar and efficiency. But I think there's a lot to be said for what's happening right now, sort of in terms of a trend. And credits are a part of it. Credits are definitely a benefit, and you can get all these projects done now. It's terrific. But it shouldn't be the end of your effort. That's it.